Testing, testing, hello, 1, 2, 3, hello, hi, welcome to this YouTube video where I'm going to teach you a couple of things about the scale and weigh-ins. I'm going to chat about 3 reasons, 1, 2, 3, the third being the most important reason as to why I don't suggest that you do weekly weigh-ins. By weekly weigh-ins, I mean weighing yourself once a week on a specific day. Number 1. I don't know if you can read my amazing handwriting, fluctuations. As you know, there can be multiple fluctuations on that scale. And when you weigh in once per week, you might just weigh in on a day that there's a motherfucker of a fluctuation. So these are the days of the week. You don't weigh on the Monday, you don't weigh on the Tuesday, you don't weigh on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Sunday, you weigh. Now, essentially what might happen is, on the previous Sunday, you weighed 90 kilograms, for example. Now, you've ticked all the boxes throughout the week. And on that Sunday, you get on the scale and you weigh yourself again. What might happen is, you might weigh 92 kilograms. And immediately you think to yourself, oh, what a waste of the week. Because you don't have any data about your weight because you haven't weighed throughout the week. You've only weighed once a week. And immediately you may have weighed on a day where there's a fluctuation. Maybe you started your period. Maybe you're about to start your period. Maybe you ate a little bit more carbohydrates the day before you weighed in. Maybe you ate a little bit later the day before you weighed in. If you're not sure about weight fluctuations yet, I'm going to link some valuable information in the description of this video. Now, let's say you did weigh in the Sunday and you weighed 90 kilograms. And now your approach is to weigh yourself every day. Maybe on Monday you weigh 89.9. Tuesday, 89. You can see that there's a gradual downward shift in that weight. You can see Saturday was your lowest at 88. Saturday, maybe you had some pizza, maybe you had some beer. Boom, that weight spikes up to 92. Fuck it, that's a big fluctuation. It's possible, but my fluctuation graph is not the greatest here, but I think you catch the drift. But because you have all the data for the week, you can then look and say, the lowest for the week was 88. Fuck it, that means I'm making progress. And when that scale fluctuates on the Sunday, you don't panic, you don't freak out because you know the trend is downwards. But if you only weigh in on one set day of the week, a lot of the times, that day, you might have a weight fluctuation and you're going to feel like none of your hard work is paying off. Whereas if you weigh every single day, you'll get a bloody good idea of the scale progress that you are making. Number 2 is your relationship with food. Now, you're probably thinking, what do I mean about your relationship with food and how does that link to weighing in once a week? What I've seen a lot of times is people tend to stop eating a day or two before they weigh in so that they can manipulate that scale. A lot of coaches, a lot of weight loss companies out there have a weekly weigh-in. And when the clients don't drop weight on that specific weigh-in day, they're in trouble. And all of a sudden, they've been told that they've done something bad. They haven't stuck to the plan. That's what they're told. So immediately their mind shifts to, I've got weigh-in 2 days. I'm not allowed to eat that. I'm not allowed to eat this. Let me not do that. Let me go take a hot bath. Let me not drink water. Try and cut weight before that weigh-in day so that number 1, you can see a downward shift on the scale. And number 2, that you don't get in trouble. That creates a very unhealthy relationship with the scale. Whereas again, if you're weighing in once a day, you can see that it's moving in a downward direction because you've got that data and you know that what you're doing is working and you get to understand fluctuations a lot better. And the reason why I said number 3 is probably the most important, and you'll see I labeled it as spiral. It's a combination of number 1 and number 2. When you see a weight fluctuation and you don't have any other data, that can often lead into a downward spiral of you over consuming food. Now you couple that with not eating for a couple of days, trying to cut weight, or getting in trouble from your coach or weight loss company, and immediately you start feeling shit about yourself because number 1, there was a fluctuation, number 2, you're in trouble, and number 3, you're fucking hungry because you haven't eaten for 2 days, you've gone to drastic measures to cut weight just to stay out of trouble. All of a sudden, that spiral takes place because you're like, you know what, I just cannot fucking do this anymore. There's always a fluctuation. I'm always in trouble. I'm hungry all the time, restricting, leading up to weigh-in day. It's just not for me. Boom, that's where you think, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm out of here, I'm not doing this anymore. You spiral for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then you decide, let's do this again. What would I suggest that you do? Number one, if you're using the scale to measure your progress, weigh yourself once a day, first thing in the morning, straight after you've gone to the toilet, whether it's a number 1 or a number 2. Capture the data, move forward. Then have a look at the trend over time. Have a look at your lowest data point of weight for the week, and then also keep an eye on your average weight over the week. Those two things tell you a bigger story than what one weigh-in day does on a Sunday. You become more and more understanding of the fluctuations. You actually, believe it or not, build a healthier relationship with the scale when you weigh in daily instead of weighing weekly. Because like I said, when you weigh weekly, there's so much shit that leads up to that weigh-in day. Either weigh daily or don't fucking weigh at all for a month. And I say a month because I know what happens. You're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm not going to weigh. And then a week later, you're inquisitive and then you fucking get on that scale and you weigh, and then all of a sudden that spiral takes place. So if that number on the scale does cause havoc, don't weigh yourself. Focus on ticking your boxes every single day. Your non-negotiables, focus on that. Focus on your actions, focus on your behaviors, focus on incorporating a little bit more veggies into your day, walking a little bit more, drinking a little bit more water, and focus on progress in those areas. But doing that and not weighing yourself, that number on the scale is not going to get in the way of you creating your consistency. But again, either once a day, get used to it, understand the fluctuations, learn about the fluctuations, see it as data, continue ticking those boxes, move forward, or don't weigh yourself for a month, tick those boxes, create consistency, create that progress. But none of this, once a week, once maybe every 3 days. No, because there can be so many fluctuations and you might be weighing yourself on a day where there are fluctuations, and that causes the pawpaw to hit the fucking fan.